So take a seat and relax for a few moments. Close your Machzor. We're going to begin the Torah service in just a few moments. But I wanted to share a few thoughts as we begin these final moments of learning and of celebration of hearing the shofar blast together as we conclude the second day of Rosh Hashanah and we begin these 10 days of Teshuvah, these 10 days of repentance, of returning, of renewal. So, my question to you first is, have you had a COVID dream yet? It's just like any other dream, except there's some uncomfortable movement from handshakes and hugs, and a lot of people are wearing masks. I had my own COVID dream way back in April. It took place in a condo complex that I used to live in. I and the other characters were masked and walking throughout the property, neither fighting against a vicious virus or solving something like the zombie apocalypse. Just solving problems. Boring, but instructive. You see, we can analyze our dreams if we're fortunate enough to remember the details. What appears innocuous is a reflection of our reality, especially during these past 7 months. Mass behavior in public spaces, lots and lots and lots of stilted approaches, and social distancing from others isn't a dream. It's our reality. Maybe some of you have dreamt of this moment in your lives quite differently. Maybe some of you have experienced this time as a nightmare. Your stories are not unlike those that we've seen stained on the pages of the news. We have stories of family members prevented from being with their loved ones as they withered away in hospital rooms. We have the stories of horrible experiences in public spaces where someone flagrantly disregards all of these social protocols, even spitting in our direction to incite fear and concern over the spread of this virus. We even have stories of new pets in our house, courageous adventures in the kitchen, baking sourdough bread and bagels and all kinds of other delicious treats. Hopefully they're delicious. We even have stories of Shabbat services online. All of these are dreams or nightmares. Well, that depends on the viewer. This time was not created by us. We were quick to locate the source of the virus, but the reality is that we're in the experience of its consequences. It's a shared global experience. That makes this unprecedented. This is a time when our reality is becoming our dreams. Judaism has always placed great emphasis on dreams. While we're a religion focused on deeds, dreams don't alone belong to the realm of the unconscious. Dreams may be manifestations of the subconscious, but in Judaism, what we do with them matters more. So we read, Jacob had dreams of a ladder to heaven, and it was only after he awakes when he says, God was in this place, and I did not know it. Joseph has dreams, and his dreams get him thrown into a pit by his brothers, and his dreams ultimately redeem him from languishing in Pharaoh's prison. The rabbis even teach us, a dream uninterpreted is like a letter unopened. More than just having dreams, it is our gift of interpretation that gives our power, guidance, and redemption. Dreams without inspired action are simply fantasy. Sigmund Freud spent a great deal of time analyzing those dreams. He was the modern world's great interpreter of dreams. And a modern rabbi, Rabbi Alan Lew, once wisely observed, if Sigmund Freud didn't remind us that there's wisdom to discern from that which is hidden or invisible, well, then someone like an Albert Einstein wouldn't even wonder if there was something more than what we see. Now, surely Einstein was curious all on his own. But without a vision of what might yet be, we would continue to interpret all that we see and quietly resign that this is all there is. We all share the experience of dreaming. We dream of personal autonomy and success, healthy families, and resolved conflicts. What we do with those dreams is what defines us, our character, our potential. Turning our dreams into realities can be our most powerful act of self. It even defines our character as a nation. We call that the American dream. Almost 100 years ago, James Truslow Adams coined the phrase that animates our identity as Americans and as Jews, the American dream. Built upon the ideals written into our social contract, a contract that proclaims that each of us has inalienable rights, that American dream has evolved over the last century dramatically. In his words, the American dream of 1931 was that dream of a land in which life should be better and richer and fuller for every man, with opportunity for each according to his ability or achievement. Better, richer, and fuller. Well, that can mean prosperity and material success, or peace of mind that our needs are met. Opportunity. We can become what we choose to become, materially, emotionally, and spiritually, each according to his ability and achievement. Our dreams are varied. The American dream makes space for every person. So beyond political shorthand or scripts for commercials that sell American-made automobiles and Budweiser beer, the American dream has changed quite a bit. Never has there been more uncertainty and disagreement of what the American dream is and should be. Owning a home and a personal computer, ample food in the refrigerator, quality health care when we need it, it seems basic, though they are far from guaranteed. When we have enough, the modern definition of the dream suggests then we can care for others and nurture their opportunities to succeed according to their ability and achievement. Some call this noblesse oblige, the obligation of the comfortable to care for the afflicted. Our Judaism demands that this obligation, this mitzvah, is not simply a dream. It's our reality. Here's the truth about the American dream. There has never been consensus on what that dream is. Abolitionists and slave traders built this country. Immigrants and legacy families built this country. Jews, Asians, Hispanics, and Muslims built this country. And what fails in consensus is a success in the most creative and diverse social experiment in history. Jews, we've called this the Golden Medina, the land of gold. It is more than heaps of treasure or motorcycles blaring across the street. It is the precious gift of opportunity for all. It's in the words of one journalist. It was freedom from want, not freedom to want, that the patriotic thing to do in a world away from that idea and in tough times is not to go shopping. Freedom from want enables us to dream what we become as more than who we are. And as Jews, we have prospered better than most. Some would say we should abandon the American dream altogether, because the notion of an American dream, with all its varied and contentious interpretations, does more to push individuals and groups further down the social ladder and remain a privilege of those who successfully climb higher, no matter what their station was when they started. Nothing has been more animating in the social consciousness of American life than the dream for a better tomorrow. And yet, there is a sneaking doubt in our minds that, like comedian George Carlin once quipped, they call it the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. At a time like this, we might dream of getting back to normal, but there may be more to forget than to remember. We are not asleep. To be a Jew who is awake is, in the words of Ernest Becker, the famed author of The Denial of Death, to explore what it means for each individual to be a member of Earth's household, a commonwealth of kindred beings. This is our expression in the Aleinu prayer that we just recited and that we're going to say at the conclusion of our prayers today. Kindred beings sharing dreams in which we all belong. As if the pandemic wasn't enough for this year, so many more changes are shaking our consciousness. Amidst the upheavals of social structures everywhere, one of the highest compliments that we can pay to each other in days like these is to be woke. More than a 1980s radical or tubular or simply awesome compliment. Woke has such a new meaning. It's not about marching in protest or railing against white privilege to receive the compliment. There is a challenge by the complexity of its message. Woke, which is a slang word used to describe awareness of injustice in our society, has also become a loaded term associated with a certain political correctness. To be woke is to recognize that to be awake is a time to focus on our core realities amidst fantastic and oftentimes unrealistic dreams. As Jews, then, bringing the world values and ethics that have sustained our people throughout the millennia, that's very woke. But be careful. Being woke can be a trap in the world of us and them. The more of us we agree with, the more confirmed we are in our beliefs. The more of them we castigate, the more of them become the antithesis of our dreams. They become our nightmares. Our American dream is inconsistent with yours, so the thinking goes. There are places where this may very well be true. America's great contribution to the world is in the authentic gathering of so many disparate voices in unified celebration of liberty, the pursuit and maintenance of justice, and the continual striving for the dignity of all human beings. Rosh Hashanah, that's our time to remind ourselves of this authentic voice as Jews and as Americans. Now, we Jews, we are indeed a small people with a very ambitious purpose. And we are completely diverse and at times in complete opposition to each other. And yes, we are a stiff-necked people. Our tenacity and our endurance, our wokeness, helps us weather even this stormy climate. This time is our reminder of what brings us together and keeps us together. Our Jewish American dream is to see all our people thrive and to continue to share our prosperity of mind and spirit to the world around us. The dream's not about what's possible alone. It's about matching value and vision, prayer and purpose, success and sustainability. On Rosh Hashanah, we plan for our dreams to become our realities. And the plan cannot be to pave the way for liberty and justice for all without taking one step, removing obstacles one at a time. The Golden Medina, our American dream, is our promised land of opportunity. Let's build the Jewish American dream together. Value and vision. The Jewish American dream has text at its foundation. Our God in the Torah teaches us, let us make the human being in our divine image. To be Jewish is to dream of a humanity that expands to the cosmos and seeing the dignity in all human beings isn't a dream at all. It's a reality that we practice and strive for every waking moment of our existence. This year is a year to dream of one deliberate step towards dignity for all humanity and justice for the oppressed. Pay attention to the people and ideas that announce this truth, because we need to dream of justice. We simply cannot move forward without the possibility for everyone and anyone to march forward. It was about a half a century ago that the prophetic voice of Martin Luther King Jr. spoke to the entire world when he said, "And so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream." How terrible it is that the truthful words which rocked the world nearly 60 years ago have not yet changed us. When police brutality still exists, something Dr. King called out for in his speech, our dreams of a just society remain clouded in our sleeping stupor. Prayer and purpose. The Jewish American dream isn't locked in the scrolls of a Torah either. When our gathering spaces remain elusive destinations for the time being, our prayers don't evaporate into the invisible waves of information transmission across media platforms. More than habitual recitation of words in a book, prayer captures the essence of awe and curiosity for the world around us. Curiosity is not an intellectual exercise alone. It is a shared experience among community. Be curious about the world around you. Bring your curiosity to our community this year. Don't be stifled by what seems to fit and what seems to be a very smoothly polished square being pushed into a jagged, round hole. We are reminded by the great teacher Abraham Joshua Heschel, our goal should be to live life in radical amazement. Get up in the morning and look at the world in the way that takes nothing for granted. Everything is phenomenal. Everything is incredible. Never treat life casually. To be spiritual is to be amazed. Our amazement in the world is an invitation to make our world a holy place. Success and sustainability. The Jewish American dream is indeed a model of sustainability. And this may come as a surprise since we have this affinity for being the ever-dying people. The great and harrowing gifts of the 20th century are found in the countless examples of success born from repetition. Make one great thing and repeat. From fashion apparel to plant-based foods, to B'nai Mitzvah ceremonies, and even Jewish education. Success in recent history is built on the capacity to involve as many people as possible. Make things go viral, as we say in 2020. Well, viral takes on new meaning these days without the essential element of sustainability. This year, our new normal compels us to break down the us and them traps, the either or paradoxes, resolve them to create something more than another. The Jewish people have been and will continue to be sustained by a gam v'gam reality, a both and reality. To see our dreams become our successes requires to see the lines and ties that bind us together, not split us apart. Find the lines. Bind us together. Stop yourself before you make a split in your mind and in your heart. That's where sustainability begins. Above all, we need to continue dreaming of opportunity. Opportunity to shape the destiny of our children, forged not from gilded palaces but from shimmering gems of honesty, dignity, wonder, and some really great stories to share along the way. You know, sometimes when we wake up from dreams, we are calm. Often we're reflective of them and ask, why did I have a dream like that? When the time is right, when we remove the masks, physically and spiritually, and see each other in all our glory and all our vulnerability, all our failure and all our potential. This year, may it be that we see each other as who we are and as dreamers seeing a world made whole and redeemed by our collective and holy efforts together. The Shana Tova, blessings for you and your family and all those you love for a year of sweetness and a blessing. Amen.